Jackson Women's Health Organization may have lost their case at the Supreme Court, but they're not missing a beat when it comes to fighting the state of Mississippi to keep their abortion operation alive. Yesterday, shortly after Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Finch certified the state's trigger law banning abortion, the abortion clinic, the only one in the state, filed a new lawsuit to prevent Mississippi from enforcing the trigger law, which is set to go into effect July the 7th. So what's ahead for the state that gave us the Dobbs case? Well, no doubt, I feel very confident that the governor, along with the legislature, will fight to protect life. And here now joining us is the governor of Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves. Governor, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Tony, good to see you. You're looking sharp in that seersucker suit.
Well, thank you at bringing the taste of the South up here to D.C. So I assume, and I don't think anyone would question the fact that Mississippi is going to fight this once again as you're going to be back in court.
Well, there's no doubt, as you know, the Attorney General, under our trigger law, the Attorney General has the responsibility to certify that Roe v. Wade has in fact been overturned. She did so yesterday morning, just as we had anticipated. And immediately the Jackson Women's Health Organization, yes, that very same abortion clinic that was the heart of the Dobbs case, sued us in state court, claiming a state right to an abortion. I have the utmost confidence that the Attorney General is going to defend that with all of our might, and we will ultimately win. And I just encourage our state Supreme Court to do so sooner rather than later. The quicker, the better.
Let me step back for just a moment, Governor. I mean, your state, you were leading the way on the Dobbs case. Your reaction as soon as you got the word, what crossed your mind?
Well, I was ecstatic. I was so encouraged that after nearly 50 years of pro-life activists fighting for that outcome, that we were able to lead the way, that Mississippi was able to lead the way. And quite frankly, I had never been prouder to be a Mississippian, because while we as elected officials had passed legislation and we were able to defend it in court, the reality is we were able to do so because Mississippians are a God-fearing people, and we had the support of our constituents to do so. And so it just really made me proud to be a Mississippian, and I can't thank the people of Mississippi enough to give us that strength, knowing that they had our back the whole time.
So, Governor, have you been talking to some of your colleagues in other states that are looking at how they, too, can advance the culture of life in their states?
We have. We've had multiple conversations with a number of governors and other legislative leaders about their steps. As you know, there's almost 20 states that have a trigger law of some sort. And so a number of things have to happen here in the next few weeks to enact those trigger laws. There's a lot of states that are talking about and hearing us talk about creating that culture of life so that we talk about the next step of the pro-life movement. You and I have had that conversation many times in the past and will continue to do so. And that is making sure that we can find a forever home for every baby that is born in our state and across the nation, because there are people in the faith community and there are people in our state and across America that love every single expected mother and love every single baby, just as Jesus has taught us to do.
And I think that actually got a little easier yesterday with the religious freedom case with Coach Kennedy, that we'll have organizations able to operate according to their faith and do just what you just described, Governor. I want to ask you this question before we run out of time. The president, in lamenting the overturn of Roe, said Roe will be on the ballot this fall. What do you say to that?
Well, what I would tell you, Tony, is I believe in my heart that the majority of American people believe that there should be reasonable restrictions on abortions across America. The fact is, in states like California and New York, their abortion laws are more like North Korea and China, and they're trying to make them even less restrictive and quite frankly, going even further and encouraging folks from other states to come in their states so they can abort their babies. I don't think that's where the American public is. I believe that we're going to see a very strong turnout in the November elections, and And I think that many of those that are concerned that that's not going to be the case are just simply wrong. But I'll also tell you, Tony, it's never been about politics to me. It's not about winning the next election. It's about doing God's will and making sure that we're doing what's right. The politics will work itself out in the long term, and however that comes down, so be it. But I was elected to do the right thing for my constituents, and so we'll see what the political implications are or are not.
Well, Governor, I tell you what, I'm praying for Mississippi, Louisiana, other states that are taking bold pro-life stands, that God would bless those states, and it would be a illustration, a manifestation to the nation of the blessing of God that comes upon a state that will stand for life. And I believe it's going to be a witness to the rest of the nation, and I appreciate you leading the way there in Mississippi.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, always great to talk with you, Governor.